Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Turbo Tool. In this video we're gonna see about future of Earth and humans. So you might wonder why Earth and humans are separated in this in the topic. Let me explain. Earth is a planet. Human beings is a species, one of the many species on planet Earth. Earth can sustain without human species, but humans can't sustain without Earth. So from this we can understand like future of Earth and humans are two things which are different, but future of human beings is entirely dependent on future of Earth. Or is that what we think? So let's see what is happening. So recently I came across a video in which had a very interesting heading, which is a TED talk by Charles Seaman, a science journalist, which had an interesting heading like how will we survive when the population hits 10 billion. So surviving when population hits 10 billion and more. So I found that video to be fascinating, and it required a lot of attention by every human beings. It is a kind of video that might play an important role in shaping the future of our next generations to come, as well as the young generations who are living right now. So let's see. Like before getting into the topic, let's see like why this question arises. So currently the population of human beings on Earth is 7 billion. Okay, and there are few countries like Asia, and in Asia like India and China contribute to at least 2 billion of population. India has 1 billion of population and China has 1.2 billion of population. So these two countries are like playing a major role in population as of now. Like within two countries, there is nearly at least 30% of the world's population. More than 30% of the world's population is within two countries. So that sounds fascinating. Let's keep that point in mind. And so, like now, it is estimated like by the year 2025, our population might reach 10 billion. So, which is like a 50% more, 50% increase in population in the next 5 to 7 years. So at the time, like right now, there are several major problems in the world, which includes providing quality food, shelter, and maintaining air quality for every human beings on Earth. So these are the major concerns as of today. But when the population reaches 10 billion, these problems might get magnified. It can be multiplied to many fold. So what, as a species, human beings, what we are going to do to understand as well as to solve this problem? So let's see what are the arguments which can be placed. Before that, we have to see like what are the 10 major world problems as of today. These are the 10 major problems which was published recently in a study. So in that you can see like on the 7th there is a problem for food and water security. So food and water security plays an important role in future of human beings. Okay, next comes on this list. You can see the first thing, it is climate change and destruction of nature. So this is considered to be the major shareholder in major world problems. So it occupies the first place. So in recent years, like there has been a lot of movements, there has been a lot of awareness created by several organizations around the world, even by the governments regarding climate change and destruction of nature. So is it being whether is it effective? As I'm from India, like it is a developing country. As I can see from the mindset of people of India, now I'm pretty much sure that climate change and destruction of nature, there is awareness amongst the people, but they are not fully ready or fully accepting the fact that they are destroying the nature, and they are not capable. They are not ready to do anything which can avoid such a destruction, because they are placing in front of us a certain point of view, like we are a developing country, so we have to do certain things which are necessary in order to develop our country. But as a majority shareholder in population, that is, we contribute around 1 billion of the world's population. So it is our responsibility to create a sustainable development which doesn't include destruction of nature or climate change or the other factors which doesn't affect the nature. So like so in this regard, we can see several factors which should be discussed on this topic. First one is growing population. As I already told, the population right now is 7 billion, and it might grow manyfold. It can reach 10 billion by year 2025. At the time, providing anything which is of quality to the entire mass of human beings might be very much difficult, from food industry to clothing, as well as shelter, as well as maintaining the air quality. Everything becomes a problem. Like there are various necessities for every human beings, like electricity and clothing, food, transportation, etc. So these things has to be managed. So as of now, as of today, even maintaining these kind of things in developing countries is of a greater difficulty. So how we are going to like achieve these kind of things in future? And there has been several arguments like, okay, like population growth. So is it being like one of the major concern? Yeah, it is a major concern. But on the contrary, you can see like in several ecosystems. For example, we know a lot of ecosystems, like smaller ecosystems we have studied in the lower classes, like pond ecosystem, lake ecosystem, desert ecosystem. So in each and every ecosystem, there are several organisms. So in these organisms, their population is controlled by the external factors as well as the predators which are available in that ecosystem. But considering humans, there were several restraining factors for the human population, like the growth of human populations. But in the recent age, due to advancement in technologies and due to sophistication innovation, we are able to like outgrow all the constraints which might limit our population. So this created a specific problem for overpopulation. So does this mean that everyone should die? No, it doesn't mean that everyone should die. It means like we have a great responsibility of sustaining this growth, and as well as we have to make way for the future generations on this planet. Okay, so in that video, I mean, that scientific journalist was discussing about two things: wizards and prophets. So who are wizards? Wizards are, I mean, considering this topic, like regarding the nature, saving nature, there are two kinds of people we can come across when we are trying to identify people who are discussing or people who are doing something about this nature. So they are called wizards or prophets. They fall into two categories. Wizards are kind of people who are capable, or who will provide you an argument, like whatever the problem which might arise in future regarding the destruction of nature, they can come up with a solution using science and technology to rectify that problem. For example, in future, if there is a scarcity of food, then wizards can argue that they can provide genetically modified crops with better yield, so that they can produce mass. I mean, they can feed masses across the world. But prophets, on the other hand, are kind of people who are also with the science, but they are on the part. They are majorly focused on conservation of resources. Waste, I mean, like recycle, reduce, reuse. So these are the things that prophets insist. So on this regard, we can say that wizards and prophets both on the same note, both are on the same path, like for the sustainable development of the human species. But what they are doing is that they are not ready to accept the fact that both wizards and prophets have their own fallacies in their way of thinking and ideologies. So we have to bring up a certain level of understanding, such that we should be capable of mm, accepting the fact that in certain areas technology can improvise, in certain areas conservation will help for the sustainable development. So we have to be like in a balanced factor between these two kind of ideologies. Okay, next comes technology and innovation. So does technology and innovation play a major role? Yeah, technology and innovation does play a major role. But in recent years, you can see like even if you find if even if there are a lot of technology and innovations, but everything is contributed mainly for the business development to sell any products to the consumer, to create a technology which is creating hype, but nothing is for the betterment of the human species for the future generation. Nothing in such a way. I mean, nothing is innovated in such a way that it is available free for the public, and it is contributing to the sustainable development of the human species as well as other species on this planet. So these kind of technologies must be developed and innovated in such a way that we can achieve a sustainable development. So apart from that, apart from that, we can come. I mean, okay, let's see what are the United Nations has come. So United Nations have made. I mean, have framed 17 goals which are called Sustainable Development Goals. So in that you can see like you can see a major goal like clean water and sanitation as the number sixth one, and affordable and clean energy as seventh, and you can also see climate action as 13th. So the United Nations has planned to achieve these goals by 2030. So several nations are working along with the United Nations to achieve these set of goals. But there arises a question. So like, why is it the responsibility of government alone to achieve these kind of goals? No, every individual must must be aware of these kind of situations. So and they can contribute to these. So as far as I can say, like, I'm not asking every individual to innovate or to create a idea or create awareness for the entire mass of the world. They can start from their doorsteps or within their house. They can make their houses or their streets eco-friendly or conserving energy, something like that. They can start changes from their doorstep, so which can lead to a bigger change in future. So everything comes from within. That is what most sages and saints say. So this change regarding this change regarding like the nature, why we are destroying the nature, and how can we save nature, and how can we create a sustainable development for human species. This change should come from within, for each and every individual. This change can be of even a minute scale. Like, you can spend at least 2 to 3 hours per month, per day, or per week, whatever which is comfortable for you, talking about this, creating awareness, spreading the knowledge and information, creating ideologies, technologies, or innovating something, or modifying the processes around your locality, which might contribute to the eco-friendly nature of the living standards which are available in your locality. So this can create a lot greater difference compared to a worldwide technology which might be of greater use. So thank you guys. Hope you like this video. If you want to comment, you can provide your valuable comments in the comment section below. Like and share. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Have a great day.